Here we go. Welcome back. What's going on, everybody? We are live Dog Talk, West Virginia, March 14th. This is your live show number 8. Of course, this has been going on for a little while, but 8th week, rocking and rolling with the live show crew. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Shane?
What's up, man?
Well, man, I was about like you all, man. Just ready to, get another week going. Talk a little bass fishing. Everybody first joining in at home. Greg's watching. Loyal follower. Thanks, brother. Jason Gillespie. Hey, buddy, what's going on, man? You been to Gillespie? He lives up Sutton, Summersville this time of year. Man, you been up there? Saw some pretty muddy water. But, man, I'm starting to see, I don't know about you guys, starting to see some folks catching fish. And here locally, I know the water temps are still pretty chilly, but, man, y'all been seeing some of the pictures. I ain't seen any giant ones yet. Have you all?
I look like Shane or Chase posted up something earlier today.
I caught one like 3 3/4. I wouldn't call it giant, but I did hear that there was some guy at the ramp told me after I came in. He said he caught there was somebody that caught like a 7 this morning. So I haven't seen pictures, but there was a 7 caught, I guess. We'll see.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll start floating around.
Anthony Atkins had one over 21 inches on the Greenbrier yesterday.
Dude, and I think, what was it? I think he had like, three fish.
He did.
Over,
yeah.
I mean, dude, it would have been a heck of a bag. I can't remember what he threw up there, but that dude's tough. When it comes to the Greenbrier, that dude's tough. And man, those are some hammer fish. And I even see several of the local guides posting up some pictures where the bite is getting a lot better. And I think that's textbook. We talk about it all the time. Brad, me and you were just talking about it, of how fast is the bite will turn on now that we're getting some warmer temps. Not only that, but, man, look at the weather we've had. The water's blowed out, just now starting to stabilize. So, I mean, what are you looking like on the Ohio? I think you and I, when we were talking there the other day, man, there were some folks out catching a few.
Yep. Yeah, there is. I've been hearing a few, some greenfish and brownfish being caught. Actually, a guy in my club today texted me and said that he was reading about 45, 46 degrees on the main river. So it's coming up. Definitely can start catching a few fish.
Yeah, man. I think we're all kind of excited, excited to know that bite's starting to get a little bit better on the river, get up and run around. And that stained water, it's been stained, going to stay stained. We get some warmer days, and that water's just warming up just even quicker. I saw a dude go up. Actually, John Cooper sent me a message, said, "Hey man, check out this guy up at Plum Orchard." And dude, he was up there, watched his whole entire video, and it didn't look like he moved a whole lot. And dude, he put on a clinic. He had several really nice quality fish, especially for Plum Orchard. But every piece of that video I kind of watched, it didn't look like he moved a whole lot. So those fish are definitely grouped up and kind of moving up to those shallow staging areas. I mean, he was in a textbook area for that. So I think that's super. I'm pumped to see that. We were just talking, look at the moon phases coming up too. So we'll kind of get to a little bit of that too, about what to expect coming up over the next few weeks. But man of the hour, dude, one of our own, Chris Schaefer. Dude, give us the rundown. You go down to Dell Hollow. You and Chase were talking about it leading up to the event. I know, Chase, you spend a ton of time down there, so that's always kind of cool I know you all can ping off each other with that. But, man, give us an idea. What was the event? What was going on down in Dell Hollow over the weekend?
Man, me and a couple buddies, Jeremy and my cousin Andy, Jared, we all drove down. It was the Bluegrass Kayak Bass Fishing season opener. So had 57 anglers come out, some nationally recognized guys. And so we decided to head down there and check it out, and ended up being a really good trip.
Yeah, definitely ended up man, and here was the thing. Dude, and we're gonna throw you up kind of solo here because we're gonna go through it. We know you got a little get together going, kind of finishing up. We're not gonna drag you on too long if you want to hop off here, but I'm gonna throw up a picture. Give us a rundown before we jump into that, but give us a rundown on water temp when you got there? I know you're a big map study guy. What went into it? Give us a little bit of teaser of kind of what you were expecting heading down.
Man, I studied navionics. Can you all hear me okay? You broke up for a second there, Shane.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
we can hear you
bro.
okay. You're buffering just a little bit, but your audio's fine.
Okay. Yeah, man, I feel like I know every inch of that lake after spending last 2 weeks on navionics and Google Earth and also Bing Maps. Advantage with Bing Maps is the view on that. And I know you can go back on Google Earth too, but just a little easier doing that. It shows you winter stage, what is beneath the surface there. So just been looking at map study for the last 2 weeks, and really was based off of the information I can gather through YouTube and everything else. I figured those fish were going to. I was specifically targeting smallmouth. I spoke to Chase and some other people and had a good idea maybe what to expect with the largemouth bite, but I was specifically going down there, obviously to fish the tournament, but my main goal was to catch a 7-pound smallmouth. I didn't care if it came in. I didn't care if it was pre-fishing or in the tournament, man. And so 100% of my map study was based around where I thought I was going to get on good smallmouth at. And I was, looking at, pretty much the typical stuff, primary points out on the main lake that close to the river channel, found some nice bluff walls I thought would have an opportunity for fish to move up to. And so that's kind of what I studied for the last 2 weeks. And we went down there and had a day and a half to kind of scout it out. And we touched on we actually went to 4 different ramps across different areas of the lakes, and just found a spot that we thought would produce on tournament day.
Now wait a minute. I want to point out like what he told me. What was it? What was the first day he was down there?
Thursday.
Yeah. So he calls me Thursday evening, right? It was Thursday evening, right? Yeah. I think that's what it was. And he says, yeah. I said I'm just gonna find a place so I can pitch my hammock up in 2 trees. And I'm like, dude, what? Hammock up in 2 trees? I'm like, dude, it's like 40 degrees outside. You're wild, man.
That's how we roll, Chase, man. Got to save some money when you got some kids.
Hey, man. Jeez. Chilly out there. Chase
is over there thinking, man, what about the bugs, the creepy crawlers over there? Hey, hotel life for the college guy.
Yeah,
he's hurting.
Ugh. I don't want all that.
I stayed pretty warm, but about 4:30 a.m. I heard the truck fire up. So my buddy Jeremy, he bailed out.
Man, I've slept in a hammock a few times. Imagine me in a big hammock. Man, my legs are folded up on myself. But I'll be honest, dude, a hammock is nice. But, man, you get around that 45-degree night, even anything cooler than 50, and that air underneath your butt hanging down in that hammock, it can get a little chilly.
That's what I was. I mean, how do you stay warm? Like I just be freezing, man. I don't want the bugs either, but jeez,
yeah,
I'd be freezing cold.
I don't even think this guy camps. I don't even think Chase camps.
We'll get him on an overnighter on the New River this year, and we'll get you accustomed to some hammock camping.
There we go.
Yeah, that fishing at night on a boat anywhere compared to in the middle of nowhere along the river, now that's dark. That's when pitch dark. Man, so you go down, obviously, practice is killer. Dude, I'm gonna throw up the fish. That kind of was you told us when we kind of chat in our group chat before the tournament fired up. Man, catching a few, nothing crazy. You're going to kind of see how it develops. And man, we immediately saw you on that leaderboard immediately, and you kind of climbed fairly quick for as much as I could follow, and you were up in that 80-inch mark. But you look at the names behind you. I think it's one of the things that definitely stands out to me. We're going to throw this up real quick, and let's look at a couple of these names there he is. Of course, Chris Schaefer wins with 92 inches in total, and we'll get to what's so important about that. What the call was, because you were sitting at what, 80? Where were you?
86 and a quarter.
86 and a quarter. Basically, get down to the last half hour of fishing. AJ McWhorter was leading at the time, and I believe he didn't end up not calling up. I believe that's where he was sitting, 90 and a quarter, somewhere right around there. Brian Coyne, another hammer in the kayak world, 90 inches. Did you see that leaderboard? I mean, were you paying attention to it going throughout the day?
I checked it once or twice. I did. I knew they were going to turn it off. I didn't know exactly what time, but I just assumed with an hour or two left. And so I think I checked it around noon. And when I did, because I wanted to know really what I needed to do. And so when I checked it before they turned it off, and AJ and Brian were both tied at 90 inches when I checked it. And then the next time I tried to pull it off, it was offline. And so I was basically going on. I needed, 4 inches or something like that to really be able to have an opportunity to win.
Yeah.
So like when if you look like when you're behind like that, like does that okay, I got to call up, however many inches or whatever. Like, are you okay, I'm gonna put something in my hand and go, try to catch a big one, or you just kind of keep going with the same thing you was rolling with?
No. So my actual strategy for that was I was going for a big one, man. I told my buddy Jeremy, I saw him. Me and him got separated very early in the morning, and I didn't see him again. I don't know, probably till about 1 o'clock. So about 2 hours left of the tournament. And I came up on him, and he asked how I was doing, and because he didn't have cell service, so he didn't know, what was going on. And I told him where I was at, and I said, I told him I needed a 20-incher, man. I wasn't trying to call up a couple of 17s or 18s and just inch my way up here at the time. I was straightly going for a big fish. So
right, and it worked out. Dadgum.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's fun,
dude. Yeah. I mean, incredible, incredible, really. And actually, I'm gonna throw it up here just real quick. Let's check out this fish. And this fish, Chris, literally came last 15 minutes.
Man, that fish was caught at 2:49.
Holy smokes, dude!
Wow.
So not only did you have to catch and land the fish, but people got to realize that fish has to be put on the board, wrestled on the board, taken a picture. And of course, you didn't have to upload it. You had a little bit extra time for that. But that timestamp on that picture had to be by what was cut off? 3 o'clock, obviously, right?
3 o'clock. And one thing, man, that it didn't cross my mind at the time, but throughout the day, and I think you all will understand this, but that lake was so busy on Saturday. There was a kayak tournament, there was a bass boat tournament. If you caught a fish in front of somebody, they were going to creep up over on you, man. And so I'd gotten the habit earlier in the day of when I caught a fish, it would go on my fish grips, and I would paddle to a little cut somewhere or a cove where I could, get it measured and take the picture and all that. And so I caught that fish at 2:49, and the closest cove was about another, 200 yards down the lake. So I put the fish on the fish grip and dipped him down in the water in my net, and I paddled down to the cove and got out of the view of everybody, so I could take my time, get a good picture and all that. But honestly, I didn't need to do that on that last fish, because who cares if somebody come over and fished on top of my spot after that? But it wasn't going through my mind at the time.
That's when you know he's won the tournament. He's like, yeah, I got this now.
I felt good.
I'll tell you,
it's out to everybody.
Dude, you look, and Chase, AJ McWhorter. I don't know if you know who that is right off the top of your head. We've mentioned him several times here, on here before, but he is Mr. Hobie. He runs Hobie BOS events. The guy, when he does get a chance to get on the water and compete, you better expect that guy to be right up in the mix. And man, when I saw him throw up that number, pretty much held up there for quite a long time, kind of battled it out up top. It was going to take a big fish. All the chatter, Chris, dude, in the background was, yeah, man. I think Brad had even messaged me. We were all kind of like, man, anybody saw what the deal is? How he's doing, and you needed a big fish. I mean, what'd you change? Did you change anything, man? If that was what you were targeting, like you said, I mean, did you change up bait, slow down a little bit, move to a deeper area where you might have been able to target a bigger fish, or I mean, what flipped and said, here we go, man, I'm committing to this?
Man, so really, I had beat to death. I was fishing, I was basically going back and forth on this main point all day long. And that's where all my fish, they were spread out. I didn't catch until the end of the day more than one fish on the same spot or in the same general area. They were all on, different areas of that point and up and down the cove that it led into. So, around 1 o'clock, I thought maybe I needed to try something different to make a quick move. And so I pedaled about a quarter mile down the lake to another spot that looked really similar on the map, but honestly, I hadn't had a chance to fish it yet. It had a big, long bluff wall leading back to a nice point. And so anyway, I made a quick change, ran down there, and I actually picked up 4 fish, but they were all like between 12 and 14 inches. They didn't help me. And so, I mean, now we're looking at, I don't know, maybe 215-ish. And so that's when I was kind of like, it's now I gotta find a big fish. I'm gonna go back to the spot where I'd caught 19-inch largemouth earlier that day, and this it was right on the edge of the main point. There was 2 big laydowns. Looked awesome, dude. I mean, picture perfect. 2 big laydowns right beside each other that fell down and that went down into really deep water fast. But I'd only caught out of 2 days of pre-fishing there the one fish in the tournament, that 19-inch largemouth. I caught on that earlier that day in that tournament, and I was just like, if I'm going to catch a big fish, it's got to be there. And so I went back to that spot, man, and I was kind of fishing my way around the point, and I caught another one right before I caught that big one, but it was another like 12-incher. And I threw a jerk bait, about 15, 20 foot off that lay down and about, 15 to 20 foot of water. And dude, it hit it about halfway back to the boat. It didn't hit it right off the lay down, but man, about halfway back to the boat, man, I got that. He just smashed it. And as soon as I set the hook, I knew it was the fish I needed.
Wow.
And got him in the net. And I was just like, thank God, man.
Dude.
Paddled down to the cove and got some pictures.
And off the race to the cove to hide it.
Yeah, he's going to paddle
dude,
down.
I tell you, that's kind of natural reaction. And not only that, but man, I'm big on, like, I got to the point to where I wanted my fish. I wanted to get to the bank. I wanted to if I caught a big fish, I wanted to take that thing to the bank as fast as I could. To obviously try to get a quick picture and kind of guard from it flopping out. But definitely, man, I mean, dude, that's it. And I think that speaks to, I've been in a situation where I was just defeated. You get out there in the tournaments, nothing's going right, or maybe you just feel like it's just not going to happen. Man, it's easy to kind of throw in the towel a little bit early, or maybe just a little bit lack of focus, knowing, especially, you look at every single big tournament going on over the last couple months, every single one, a lot of them, there's guys making the move last second to bump up into a cut above the cut line, moving into the final day, just for those late bites this time of year. You were getting longer and longer days. Time just changed there last night, or this morning. So we're getting these longer days. These fish they know what's up. And it seems like it happens throughout the day. More fish are kind of slowly pulling up in certain areas, in those staging areas. And it sounds like that point was one of those spots, dude. There's more and more fish just reloading there. Killer.
Yeah, it was. If you notice, every single one of my pitchers on turning, I was out of my boat and had to fish. I wasn't taking any chances of losing a fish this week because I thought it was going to be incredibly tough to get a limit. And so I even caught first thing in the morning, man. I caught a 12.5-inch fish, and I didn't get out of the boat for that one, but I paddled over to the bank and I almost got out of the boat. But then I was like, I'm not going to take time to get out of the boat for this. But every other fish after that, man, I was extremely careful with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you walked up in the woods with that 20 3/4.
Dude, no way I was going to let that one flop off the board.
Man, it's funny because, anybody in a kayak, it's a struggle of where do you put your legs? Where do you put the board? You got rods, you got baits. You got
man.
Junk everywhere.
I don't see how the heck y'all do that. That's crazy.
But it is funny because you still, end up knowing that it's going to be tight. You end up having too much crap on the deck. And just like Chris said, man, I'm with you because I want to take that fish to the bank. And even on the bank, I got my net draped over right at the end of the hog trough or the measuring board in case it kind of, the typical thing for me was always, man, I could have a death grip on that thing and it'd still wiggle up in between my hand and the fence of the board and just slither right over that sucker. You get the head of that bass out of your hand, you're in trouble. So, man, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations, man. You look through that field of anglers. It's, man, that's killer.
Impressive.
Very.
I appreciate it, dude. A part of me, dude, I honestly felt bad for AJ, dude, because, he doesn't get to compete anymore, and that dude smashed it yesterday. I think he caught like 30-some fish, and he was telling me, we were talking afterwards, and he said of those 30 fish he caught yesterday, a majority of them were 17 or better. So, I mean, he had a phenomenal day.
Yeah.
And just one of those situations you hate to see somebody lose like that, but I'll take it. But
Yeah.
Oh, no, I would not be feeling sorry, man. You ain't like me. I'm going to smash competition every time, man.
AJ's a good dude, man, and he doesn't get to compete much anymore where he runs that tournament series. So, but it was fun when I was following the leaderboard, checking it and being right behind him and, trying to catch up and chasing him all day. That was a pretty cool little experience.
Yeah, but man, you got to feel pretty good though. Right? I mean, you obviously you feel good for going down there, a nice little payday, compete against some of these anglers, hang out with friends. But, I think back at kind of towards the end of last year, you had some momentum rocking, dude. Susky, you come into kind of this year, go down to one of your first tournaments and win it. Momentum's key, I think. You get some momentum early in the year like that. Man, especially what you all got going on coming up here real soon with the new kayak fishing league that's going to be firing up really, really soon. That's going to be awesome to see, dude. I mean, you got to be for that. That definitely feels good. Anytime you can get out there and kind of pick up where you left off the year before is a positive. I just need to figure out how to end well, so I can bring in some positive vibes in the next year.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels good for sure, man. I really appreciate. I had people, texting me. I didn't check anything during the tournament. I didn't get on Facebook or text messages because I didn't want to distract myself. But afterwards, I got on and started reading my text. And yesterday and today, and I had a lot of people message me. So I really appreciate all the support, man. I mean, we know all the good anglers West Virginia produces, but we also got some of the best fans and support in the nation. It's cool. Everybody wants to see you succeed when you go and fish these tournaments.
Yeah, man. And it seems like, Brad, I didn't mean to cut you off if I did there a minute ago, but.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just going to ask Chris when he said he set the hook and he kind of knew it was the right fish that he needed. I just wondered, like, in the landing process, was there any like blooper things that got you nervous, or was there pretty clean land? Because usually when you got the right fish on to put you there, it kind of gets a little intense for a second.
It was extremely intense because I had been contemplating retying my leader for hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
And I do it because I didn't want to take the time, man, because man, literally I just didn't have time to stop and do that. And so, yeah, man, when I hooked up on that fish, that was the very first thing that came to my mind was that leader.
Oh my God, this leader's
Had
jacked.
some nicks in it. Yeah, dude.
We've all, but we're all guilty of that too. We all are.
Oh well.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
when I got in the net, dude, it was, I just let out a big sigh of relief because that was going through my mind literally the second I felt him, that my leader could pop any second.
Right.
And I think you second guess that a lot of times when you hook up at all, when you know in your head, man, I probably should have already retied. You done ran your finger up and down it. Man, I think I'm good. And, the sad thing is it only takes just a second, a lot of times. But, man, when you get that bite, Lordy mercy, just stay on. I hope that drag where I set right.
Yeah. Right.
That's awesome, dude. We're happy for you, man. That's super cool. And not only that, but, man, there was all kind of kayak action, bass, big boat action, national tournaments, you name it, over the last weekend. Did y'all get a chance to watch any of it?
Yeah, I actually kept up with about all of it. Obviously, I didn't watch today because I went fishing, but it looked like John Cox brought home the win down there in Smith. So there's win number one for the season, I guess. So we'll see how many he racks up through the year. I think he's fishing 26 tournaments, 26 professional level tournaments. So that's insane.
And you look through the weekends. I think there's 26 weekends, 30-some weekends from end of March through into October or something.
Yeah,
something like that. Dude, that's insane. He's fishing every single weekend.
Yeah. So he's there was that Tennessee River last weekend. So they was there. Then he left from there, went to Smith, and then next weekend he's going to be on Pickwick. And then I'm sure I think they have another one after that. So he's dude's all over the place.
Yeah, man. He's running that big old Crestliner too. If y'all that thing is sick.
That thing is sweet. I actually saw that in person. Actually at the I was at Knoxville last week whenever at the Tennessee River. So that was pretty cool to see that. And Gussie had that Lund, that aluminum boat. That thing was cool too.
Yeah, man, a lot of action. You see a lot of aluminum boats come a long way. Go back 2014-ish. The only aluminum boat I ever saw was a Triton.
Bass tractor.
Was it a Triton?
Oh, okay.
Triton. Maybe it was a Triton. Yeah. Barry Stover had one with a 150. That was basically the minus the Express. I think Express still you could run a 200. You didn't see a lot of Express stuff. Now it's blowed up, and they just really tailored to the bass community for a lot of their models. But yeah, man, I like seeing it. You're talking about a fully decked out rig, one of those pro boats, 20, 30, 40,000 bucks less. Some of them than a full fiberglass rig. These guys are running 70+ mile an hour out of aluminum rig. So it's super cool to see, and that deck on that thing is unreal. I'd like to check one of those out in person. That's awesome. But man, any other news? Brad, what's up? Chris, if you need to go, I know you got family or what have you. Just tell us, dude. We don't want to cut you off or anything.
All right, buddy. I probably will hop off here. I've got some family over for cookout and a bonfire, so.
Well, man, we'll let you go, dude. Congrats, man. Dude, and they're as far as I can see looking down. Congratulations from everybody tuning in. So, man, we appreciate that, everybody. For Chris, that's super cool, man. Killed it down there. On to the next one.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Congrats, Chris.
Congrats, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to everybody later.
Sounds good, man. Have a good evening. Yeah, man. So, killer. Good for Chris, man. That's exciting.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yep.
Like I said, no surprise though, man. He has had, like I said, going into the finishing up last year. Man, he had a great ending to last year. And Chris is always the guy, and I will say, and he's not one to ever toot his own horn, but man, he put in so much work over the first few years I met him. Just totally involved in the kayak community as far as, above and beyond. Helping build what you see today, basically nationwide, with MSKA here, ton of work behind the scenes. I love seeing him being able to get out there and actually take some time to fish for himself. And as no surprise, like a lot of our anglers, when we start kind of venturing out and hitting these other bodies of water, we talk about all the time. It seems like we've got somebody up in the ranks, high up, every single tournament that we're fishing in. So it's crazy, dude.
Sure.
I mean, I don't even know what else to say to it, to be honest with you, because it's just insane.
I know what I have to say. I'm gonna have to get a hold of Chris here before. I'm gonna have to get a hold of him after we're done here. I gotta figure out what's going on down there. I'm heading down there next weekend, I believe. So
yeah, man, Pops goes down there, and
I want to get the scoop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I mean, you got Chris, you got your Pops goes down there, catches the big fish of the tournament. So
yeah.
man,
So,
it sounds like
I gotta go down there.
I
gotta go down there and fend for myself now. So
awesome stuff. But man, what do y'all think? Did you all get to catch anybody at home first tuning in? Did you get to check out the new National Professional Fishing League, NPFL? Is that right?
yeah, that's right.
NPFL, Fat Cat Newton, part of live coverage, Luke Duncan. Who else we got?
David Dudley.
Dudley.
Yeah, Dudley. Yeah, Dudley.
Which he does a great job. Man, did y'all catch any of that? What do you think? Give me your first thoughts.
Yeah, so I actually watched about the first 2 days, about all the way through. I didn't watch yesterday very much. I just kind of tuned in. But they had a couple little issues on day one with the live. It was kind of spotty, but day two they got it all figured out, and I think they got a pretty cool little deal going. So I'm excited to see where it goes. They smashed them on Eufaula, so that was fun to watch. But yeah, it was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, man, I thought it was pretty cool. Brad, you get a chance to watch any of that?
No, man, I was kind of too busy around here, and it slipped my mind, to be honest with you. But no, I definitely will be checking it out in the future.
Man, it was cool. I mean, had a few messages. Buddy shot me a message. We were kind of chit-chatting a little bit about it. And I will say, obviously, we're no pros here, but there's a lot that go into actually live streaming from remote locations. And when you get into that, so it's like, man, a lot of respect for what they managed to be able to accomplish that first ever day, having guys running all over the lake. It's constantly changing. I can only imagine. And they were big cameras. So, man, I think it's cool. They're giving. And actually, shout out to Big Daddy Brian Hatfield. He was on the show a month or so ago when Chris Malone was on. Brian came on, kind of a surprise phone call. We all kind of talked Big Daddy baits. Brian goes down, sitting up in the top 10 pretty much the whole tournament. And I think he ended up finishing, I want to say 9th. I think I saw they posted that.
He finished up 19th.
19th?
19th. Yep.
19th. Still phenomenal finish, dude.
Oh, man.
And there were some really, really good anglers. Several names. Tim Kells is fishing that. Tim Kells from right here in West Virginia. So that's, man, I love following along with them. So we got a couple local anglers. I think it's really going to give an angler that has been chasing those tours for years and years and years. A lot of these guys are seasoned anglers from what I saw and read, and especially when you look at the money that some of these, yet they had to throw down. It's like the rest of them, $5,000 a tournament. But when you start looking through and the paybacks for the championship, no entry fee, if you qualify, this, that, and the other, man, there's some amazing incentives for these guys. And I think these guys are going to have a chance to be a household name with what they're offering. Coverage.
Dude.
The coverage is phenomenal, and that's hard to achieve, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. I mean, the first term, I think it's going to be cool.
Absolutely. I was just watching over the weekend, and those guys are no joke. Actually, it was kind of fun to watch because they kind of had like two different things going on. There were some guys offshore, and so you got to kind of watch that. You got to watch the winner win it offshore. He's live scoping the fish with a jerkbait. But then you had a couple guys up shallow catching them, and it was on a swim jig, that type of deal, some off the nest. But it was entertaining to watch, that was for sure. So great pick for the lake, for the first lake. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better as far as live coverage goes. So I was very, very, very in tune with it all weekend.
I think they did a good job. I mean, it's,
They did a good
it's
job.
something else to watch. Actually, live fishing. I mean, and that is a heck of a feat to achieve, and good quality coverage. And I think they're going to continue to grow, man. I did too. I really enjoyed getting to see every angler. Everyone was fishing differently, and they kind of gave you a look at a lot of different anglers fishing a lot of different ways every single day at that too. You know, it changed every single day. It wasn't like you were kind of watching the same guys, and it's so heavily videoed and filmed and recapped and highlighted through everything, as you would expect on any big national trail like we're used to in Bass or MLF or whoever. You know, you kind of know what to expect after a while, right? I mean, we've been watching John Cox go out and catch fish, or whoever's leading that tournament. You know, we've been watching them for 2-3 days straight. So
well, actually, I got to watch. So I think it was yesterday. So I was watching yesterday. They had a guy, I think it was Jesse Millsaps maybe, and they actually had him on there. He's doing a little bed fishing, and the camera work they did was just insane. Like you got to watch the fish actually on pretty much on the nest, and he would. He'd flip his jig over there, and you could watch the fish basically eat it. And he was trying to catch them. I guess he was trying to catch the female. I would assume, because the male keep running off with it. He'd just let it run, and then he'd just reel it back in, and he'd throw it back over for the female. But the camera work was insane. It was kind of cool to watch.
Hey man, any fishing is good fishing. I'm
That's
not
right,
going to
man.
complain about that. Man, Heath Mullins asking Chase. Heath Mullins wants to know, when is your next tournament?
So, a college tournament we don't go till April 17th or no 16th at Lewis Smith Lake. But the next tournament I'm gonna fish at the Trail Dreams Pro-Am at Sutton. So, and I guess you'll be there, right?
Yeah, with me. Yeah, I'll be there.
With the new live coverage, I guess.
Yeah, man, we got some awesome live coverage coming up, and that's kind of I looked actually through some of the. Man, Brad, when's your first tournament?
Actually, it'd probably be on my own club.
When's the big open?
Yeah, April the 17th here on the High River out in Oprah. So
yeah. So
sweet.
And if you look through the Dnr schedule, and I've seen several people asking if it's updated. It looks like they're adding a few tournaments every single week or every single day, however many they can add. We were up through the end of August, maybe pushing September last time I looked. I just glanced through what was coming up over the next couple weekends. Next weekend, very little going on. Hometown Bass Boys does have a tournament. Reach out to them on Facebook. Awesome group. So they're kicking off their tournament. That's about it. Then you look in the following weekend. So the 20th, a few club tournaments firing up, and then after that, hold on it, get ready. A bunch of club tournaments, and then April the 3rd, Logan Shrine Club. That's another good tournament coming up.
Hey, that's at East Lynn, right?
Yeah, East Lynn, 2,000 to win.
Yeah,
Dave
that's
Jeffrey,
Dave
Jeffrey, and Mick Baston. They helped put on that tournament. Man, they always relay that info to me. I don't have the flyer pulled up, but check them out. Logan Shrine Club, 2K to win. They're going to put on a good tournament. I think they're on this is the 6th or 7th, I believe. I know they had to cancel it last year, but I'm expecting to see some big things. And they're fishing it the right time of year. I expect East Lynn usually, there's some really good fish caught.
I was actually out there poking around today, so... And it's probably, I'm going to say about a week and a half, 2 weeks from probably just being, if we have the right weather, there's going to be some big ones being thrown down. So,
well, yeah, man, Chris was talking about that. Brad, did you get to see that picture? I don't
even,
man, that's a good fish, dude. I'll take that fish any day, man.
Yeah.
I'll take that fish absolutely any day. Let's see. Man, another thing, a bunch of stuff happened. TBF National Championship, shout out to those guys. Josh Balser goes down, qualified through the semi-national, I think. Semi-nationals is what TBF calls that. But they were just down on the Red River. And basically 7 different divisions. So if you don't know that much about West Virginia Bass Federation, the Bass Federation, TBF, that through all these crazy mergers over the last few years and all these changes, man, they have got a wonderful program still fully intact, and they are in great shape moving forward. And also they've worked with the Big Five, MLF, to offer some really cool advancements, qualification spots, some really big events. But, of course, we want to give Josh Balser and, of course, Ed Posey a shout-out. Boater and non-boater went down to compete at the TBF National Championship. Might not have went exactly. I think Josh, I saw he had a little bit of I think I saw that he had a little bit of boat trouble, but they got him lined out. But, dude, he's tough. Both those guys, extremely tough. Could have went any way. You never know who you're going to draw when it comes to being a non-boater. Brad, you kind of know that deal, dude. I mean, you just don't know. You go down, and I don't know if you look, man, they got a pretty cool structure. Brad, tell me what you think. They go down, and I think you pre-fish with your day one boater, that final practice day. I really like that concept.
Wow.
I mean,
wow. Yeah,
that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of know what to expect. It used to be they supplied boats to all these teams, but, everyone's supplying their own boat now. You had to finish basically the top boater and the top non-boater from each of the 7 divisions automatically went on to that final day. So basically the top 14 guys, all of all those folks, all 14 of them got an automatic bid into automatic qualifying spot in the BFL All-American. So that in itself is killer. So I think if you go into the BFL All-American and you win it, or they take so many slots there, I'd have to double check, but you make it to the Toyota Series Championship. So amazing opportunities for a true kind of move your way through the ranks. So pretty cool. Oh, Dave Jeffrey, here you go, man. $500 big fish guarantee for the Logan Shrine Club right here.
Wow.
You see him, Dave Jeffrey. Dave,
That's
thanks
cool
for that, buddy. Give Dave a shout if you're interested in that. Like I said, a lot going on coming up here. 7th year, he said, but a lot going on coming up.
$500 for big fish. That's insane. That's crazy. That is cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's exciting, man. They got 2K, another $500 big fish. You don't get that opportunity, even with the 100-boat tournament a lot of times. So,
No, yeah.
and a lot of good people are involved in that. So, and of course, Brad's his Open's coming up. Hocking River Bass Masters, April 17th.
Yeah, I got I was going to say the flyers up on the Hocking River Facebook page. You can get on there. It'll give you all the details. You can sign up at the ramp that morning, and or reach out to me, and I can email it to you, or we'll figure somehow and all that. So it usually gets a decent little turnout. Nothing huge, just a nice little gathering. And if the weather keeps holding out like it is right now, because that's only about a month away roughly, and I think you could have both the best worlds. Some lot of big smallmouth pulled up on the river, and some good greenfish pulling up too. So,
well, man, look at the weather coming up too. I was actually on the phone with a buddy there last night. We were just kind of talking about the spawn and just general talk, and we all kind of got our things and our signs to kind of look for. And obviously, if you pay enough attention to social media, you're going to know when that bite is firing up and those fish are starting to put the feedbacks on. But
Right.
we've got, we're the new moon basically right now, end of March, 26th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 30th, 31st, around that full moon. If we have a warming trend, we're into the longer days already now. Time's changed, so you know we're in that spring longer day start, and I expect those big fish. The biggest females in the lake. I expect a lot of those fish to be pulling up, ready to start doing their deal. If we get some more warming temps, we know how fast a 50-degree water temp can warm up 6, 7, 8, 10 degrees really quick in a few days if we get some warm days, and especially warm nights. So get ready, warm rain.
Yep.
Put her on your calendar. I'm telling you, full moon coming up, end of March. Be out somewhere where you want to go catch maybe the biggest fish of your life, maybe your new personal best. But you need to go do it safely. Brad, me and you were talking about this, dude. Give few tips, cold water safety, whether you're in a boat, kayak, you name it, man. Give us a few things, key things that you definitely need to do, especially if you're fishing alone.
Well, if you're fishing alone, it never hurts to tell a family member or a good friend the night before or the morning you're leaving whereabouts you're fishing, where you're putting in that, and roughly the time schedule that you're planning on fishing that day. So and always wear your life jacket, especially in cold water temperatures with that big motor running. And I always for cold weather, I got an extra change of clothes in the boat, dude. I keep them in a dry bag. I've been that guy before early in the year, about this time of the year, about at 1st of April. Water in the river's real cold, and I was going down the river, and I'm like, man, this boat feels like a heavy old sled, and forgot to put the plug in. I had to run her over to the bank and jump in and everything else. When that water is in the 50s, man, it's pretty cold to jump in there and have to put the plug in like that. So a change of clothes is always a good one to have, I think.
Yeah, man. And
Wow.
I feel like it's something that you would think that a lot of people will practice. We get so comfortable. You get 70-degree days. We're out there in shorts and a T-shirt a lot of times in mid-late March. Especially you get into April, we see a lot of really, really nice days. And it's so easy just to kind of forget. I mean, thank God for nice warm days, because if you do go in, I think I took a swim. Man, it was like beginning of January on the New River, 47-degree water temps. Yeah, man, it was cold. I had my life jacket and everything on, but it was frigid. But thank God for the warming. The warmer weather outside, the air temperature was nice. So getting out, you can somewhat dry off and not freeze to death there. But it's nothing to play with. No, I just saw, and I hate reading these stories. I know we read these regularly. Thankfully, for closure for the family, they did find a young teen's body that they were trying to find for a while now. Kayaker ended up being no life vest, from what I read, in extremely cold water. Anything can happen so fast, man, and it's hard to talk about. And I know we get sick of talking about it, but it needs to be a lesson. It needs to be a lesson. Saw a couple of college anglers, man. I don't know if you saw that, Chase or Brad, running a night tournament this last Friday night. Just read it today. Don't know exactly what happened. Not a whole lot of information, but one of the anglers unfortunately passed due. They struck some debris heading back to the ramp.
Really?
Didn't really say what. You can play a lot of scenarios through your mind of, man, we've all ran down the lake. Maybe someone wasn't familiar. We got a lot of debris in lakes. I mean, can you imagine somewhere you've ran forever and there be a lay down there with a stick up, 4 foot out of the water? Dude, anything could happen. I think it was an eye opener for me. I get nervous when it's at night. Even somewhere where you know where you're going, it's a risk. Kill switch, life jacket on at all times. I mean, just something that simple. If the accident doesn't hurt you, having those things attached and properly fitting in good repair could save your life.
Wow, I did not see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. All it said was a couple college anglers. I think he was an 18-year-old young man. Something.
Wow.
Yeah. So hit some debris. So.
Yeah, speaking of debris there, Shane, and I know everybody's getting, with this warm weather, is jumping out there now, getting them boats in the water and going. The small lakes, your 10 horse and under or electric motor only lakes, not so much a worry, but like on your rivers especially, we've had some high water, some floods since last year when we've all been out there on it. Things change. So there's different logs that got washed into places. So you're definitely on your first time out, just take your time, be a little more careful. Don't have to run that boat wide open because things have changed since last year. And that goes for like Sutton and them places. You see how high the water got down there? I mean, things have changed a little bit, I'm sure, down there too. So,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's just being conscious, thinking about you pay attention to your surroundings, trying to make a good judgment call, not pushing something harder than what it needs to be pushed. I mean, did you all see the video? Did you see the video?
Yes. Oh my God, I know where this is going.
Smith,
wow.
Right? I mean, that was dude at the pro circuit event. Give me your all's thoughts. Everybody watching home, if you didn't get to see that video, go back on the page a few videos back. Look at that. I want to hear what your all's thoughts are, man. Well, we ain't trying to critique anybody. We weren't there.
Nah.
Initial thoughts, seeing that, what are you thinking, man? Holy crap.
I'm thinking, well, I mean, first of all, the dude's that's just insane. It's lucky he didn't flip out of the boat. That's
right.
First of all. So that was insane.
And that's the most important thing. I don't want to see anybody ever get hurt, especially in a bass boat. But holy smokes, it could have been a lot worse than that.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Wild deal, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's another reason to have a change of clothes in your boat. See?
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
that helps.
Regardless, dude, it just man, and he hopped down there and just it sounded like the motor was still running. Don't really know the ins and outs, so I'm not gonna pick that apart. Wasn't there? We can all assume and pick apart what you saw or didn't see with the video. I don't know. I will say a lot of crazy things happened when I ripped off the lower unit on mine on the river. My brother's watching. He was with me. He knows how crazy it was, but ripped it clean off. Motor never shut off. I mean, it's just running like normal. Nothing there. So technically in that situation, obviously a kill switch won't help you a bit other than just shutting off a motor so it doesn't screw up it more than what should already be screwed up. But, man, that's scary, dude.
It is, dude.
I think I get nervous anywhere when you're talking blind curves, and I know like someone commented, man, we've all done it though. We're all guilty. You run something the same way over and over. Same with me, in and out of behind Carbide Island. No harm, no foul. Water was up the day that we had our accident, and it was should have known better. Everything coming down the river, trash, debris, logs, for whatever reason, seems to get sucked in behind the island. And I caught one of those floaters just underneath the surface. But things can happen in an instant, and I don't care how many years of experience you got, or even new. If you are new or less experienced, let that be a lesson to get out. And just ease your way through those first few times out on the water. Get a feel for it, new body of water. Never hurts to be maybe a little extra careful.
Agreed. Wow.
Trevor Jordan, he's always got, yeah, man, I'm seeing all kind of crazy true talk from a lot of people, and Trevor's always got something funny, but he said he looked like he watched way too much X-Men, trying to be like Shelby. But, man, yeah, so stay safe. I think I don't ever want somebody to have to be an example, but that is a fine example that it could have went way worse, so be extremely careful. Couple things, and if you all got anything, I'll let you chime in here in a second, but did see DNR, they have canceled all of the annual public meetings, okay? So all those in-person meetings, and the exact statement from them is annual public meetings on proposed hunting, trapping, and fishing regulations. So this is our opportunity to let our voices be heard. If you have something, a comment, a recommendation, something you'd like to see, this is our chance to get these public comments in. They've basically shut down all in-person meetings. Public comments for this coming up meeting will be accepted through April the 2nd. So we have until April the 2nd. We just got a couple weeks, but anyone that wishes to comment on proposed regulations, you can download a 2021 sectional meeting questionnaire at the link there on West Virginia DNR Facebook page, or you can get on WVDNR.gov, and all of that information is there. Highly, highly recommend anything reasonable. Based on facts that you feel that we could grow with some new regulation changes or an opinion on a current change, anything hunting, fishing, trapping regulations, please. Also, a lot of talk. Did you all see this? Came from the DMV. I saw Ronald Chris was posting about this. I was going to wait till tonight, kind of chit chat, but and all it's saying is, please find your new updated registration card. Did you all get those? Basically, West Virginia has never been in compliance with the U.S. Coast Guard for our boat registration numbers. What they do require are registration numbers reflecting a WV, of course, and then we know we got to have our small space, 4 numbers, which a lot of us have, and 2 letters, or WV, our space, 3 numbers and 3 letters. So obviously most of us have 4 letters, 4 numbers, 1 letter. It could be basically maybe 3 numbers ending with a letter. I think mine's a Z, and then you get that final letter at the end. So basically, we were never in compliance with the U.S. Coast Guard. So if you do not have, if your registration does not comply with this new policy or the policy, you will be updated with an A or a B at the end of your boat registration. So what the heck are you supposed to do? Our registration stickers are right behind the last number. So I can't tell you exactly what if you got some space there to slide in that last A or B, do that. They are saying that it needs to be done immediately once you do receive this paperwork and your new registration card. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, I've tried to take one of those registration stickers off a boat. I actually tried to take it off whenever I was going to put the wrap on originally. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now,
they won't come off.
You're not going to be able to take it off. You can heat it all you want, but you're going to rip it. It will rip, I promise you.
I just stuck my new one right on top of the old one.
Don't recommend trying it. If somebody's got a secret, you might be able to go super slow with a heat gun and maybe a plastic razor blade. Those work extremely well for decals. But, man, I think just getting some new boat numbers. Someone said don't try Cabela's because they have nothing, white and orange or something. So that's just a little bit of heads up on that. Get your numbers. Don't want to see anybody getting in trouble. Now, I will say that if I'm not mistaken, and this could have been Kentucky information, saw that I believe Kentucky, Chase, maybe you've heard about this, Brad, they were going to change their boater safety course. Ours is, I believe, 86, January of 86.
Oh, yeah.
Later, you got to have a boater safety course to operate a boat. By yourself, obviously.
Yeah, I saw something like that.
But Kentucky was going to move it back to like 70. I thought I saw 78, 76, 79 or something. So that's a lot of people that are going to be forced to get a boater safety course. I highly recommend them, though. If nobody's taking the 4 or 6 hours to kind of sit down and work away, Boat US offers a free one. I was told that is recognized by West Virginia and by Kentucky. There might be a small test you got to take after the fact, but
yeah, I think you had to take because I took it. I think it's like a 4 to 6 hour thing, and then you got to pay for the test. I think you take the course for free, then you got to pay for the test. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I took it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think like a high is like around 1982 or something like that. I mean, it's early 80s.
I mean, you guys are already grandfathered in, so
I barely got in.
Us young guys.
Dude, I got in by literally a month and a half. I got in, actually 2 months. 2 months I got in. 85 in November in 85. So, yeah, I think I got in by just a month or so. I went in and took it. I learned a whole lot. And there's a lot of stuff that don't particularly pertain to us, freshwater, what the waters we're dealing with. But you learn a lot. You learn a lot about boat signaling when you're running up and down the lake. Those things can be very, very important, life-saving in some instances, to be able to inform your intentions, your next move for the next boater. So Dustin Senna says a hair dryer and comes off easy. So if anyone else is willing to try it, you can blame Dustin Dennis if it doesn't work. Eric Patton says he'll take his chances. Well, he's a rebel. I've known him forever. So, yeah, man, I don't think they're going to enforce it, to be completely honest with you.
No.
I don't see the state enforcing it. Coast Guard, obviously, they can do whatever. I would think that they're going to give some people a little bit of leadway on that. I wouldn't push it. It's a decal, throw an extra letter on there. At minimum, make sure you have your new registration. I'm sure that somebody could kind of get out of that. But
yeah.
Anywho, what else do we got? What else am I missing? Any news?
Well, I think the only news that I have coming that we didn't touch on, the Elites are kicking back up next week, and they'll be on Pickwick. So that is going to be one to watch if you aren't tuning in. Like, you probably want to tune in like Thursday. You're going to want to watch that. Yeah, you're going to want to watch that one because they're throwing down some big weights.
Well, and there is a KBF trail event on Pickwick.
This weekend?
Yeah, let's look it up. I know I just checked this, and I'm almost positive that is 100% next weekend.
Is it really?
Yeah, so we're looking at the I'm sorry. They are on Pickwick. They are on Pickwick 2 weeks, so they're on Pickwick
Okay.
the 27th.
Okay. Shoo! I said, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, right. So.
Yeah, so
But, man, that's cool.
if you don't have anything going on Thursday, you might want to tune into Bassmaster because it's about to go down.
Yeah, man. I think
and
it's
just let y'all know it's going to go down.
It's definitely going to be right. There you go, Trevor Chase. He calling you a little whippersnapper. He's squeezing by 3 years. Well, then Trevor, you're just old, dude. You're just old.
Yeah, it's old man.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. The 27th, we got you. And we're going to have a pile of anglers down there. I can almost guarantee it. That falls in a lot of the guys' schedule that can make that event. So you're going to see a lot of our local anglers down on Pickwick for the KBF event. And, of course, I can't wait to kind of see what they're in store for. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of anglers following along with what's going on with the elites going down. So I think, man, I know I'm probably forgetting. How could I forget? How? There you go. Bassmaster Magazine. We haven't even talked about this yet. Bassmaster Magazine, Kings of the Kayak. Awesome article in here. If you haven't got a chance, go back and read it. Our very own Jody Queen gracing the cover of Bassmaster. First time ever to have a kayak angler on the magazine. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm telling you right now, to see Jody on there, what an awesome shot too. And shout out to, I can't remember Kyle Jesse. That's his photo that he took. Shout out to them. Awesome. Love seeing that. It's here to stay, man. Brad, me and you've talked about this for years. Last couple of years since started Dog Talk. Of course, you and I chit-chatting ever since then, and we've seen it growing. I think we've all seen it coming. I think a lot of people are finally obviously coming around to the thought of competitive fishing out of a kayak. It's blowed up, insane amount of money, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars paid out every year across the nation. So, boom. Cover Bassmaster. How cool is that?
Right. No, I fully agree, Shane. Like you said, we've talked about over the years several times, where it was just a handful of boats. You didn't hear much about them, and now it's, fishing for big money just like you do in fiberglass boats and world recognition all over the place, actually. And we're in the boat side of things, we're inheriting or taking on how they do, like how they run their tournaments with this CPR style stuff. And we proved it last spring, Shane, with the Dock Talk Open that we put, that you ran down there on Stonewall. You can run a bass boat, fiberglass boat tournament and not bring them in, take the picture, fish for money, and everything go legit and still have fun in the competition. And that proves that you can fish for the bass on a body of water during the spawn and not feel like you're harming them in any ways. They can do their thing and still get the enjoyment of the competition and sight fishing your fish.
And I think I know there's folks out there that aren't a huge fan of a catch photo release tournament or even that concept. They like bringing in fish. But I look at like the Texas Fest, that Bass puts on, dude, that's a giant event or, whatever they're calling it now. Everything changes nonstop, but they go down there. A lot of those fish are turned loose, catch weighed and released unless it's over 8 pound or something, or a sherlunker fish. And I think it does. I think most people want to protect the spawn. Most anglers want to protect the spawn. We all want to do that. I don't think any of us want to yank a fish off a bed and with intention to harm that fish. I know we always try to take the best care of fish when they're in the live well. But, yeah, man, I think this time of year, I feel a lot better knowing that fish is going to swim away. Personally, right. I mean, I think we all do when you get to release it. But we'll see how those things develop, man. I love seeing it personally. And it's only the spawn happens about a month here, extremely fast. Right. About a month. I mean, it'll stretch out. There's those late spawners. Every lake and river is a little bit different. We've seen fish spawning in backwaters in the river extremely late, well into the year. So They just get.
Actually, didn't they have a kayak tournament, like a big one on Fork? Bassmaster had one this weekend, right?
Yeah,
Was it yesterday?
yeah. So definitely, we had that's the first regional event out of 5 Bass Nation Kayak Series, and one of our very own anglers, Greg Harper. Greg Harper, shout out to Greg. I'm glad you brought that up, man. I can look through my notes 100 times and still forget something, but Greg Harper goes down, finishing 19th place. Makes that long drive, dude. He traveled all over last year, too, chasing it, and qualifies his very first event. So he's locked in. 2022
awesome.
Bass Nation Kayak Championship. So he's going to the 2022 Classic, wherever that's going to be. So shout out to Greg, man. All that hard work, dude. We're pumped for you, man. That's awesome.
Awesome.
And keeps the streak going, I think, because almost every weekend on this show we've talked about some kind of local angler from this area, this region, on a big national type tournament, or what I'm saying. So that speaks volumes for our area. Yeah, we have some tough fishing around here, but like we've talked, we got some sticks around here, man.
No doubt,
yeah, for sure.
And the first kayak tournament locally, I think they had 17 kayaks down at Rocky Fork Bassmasters, putting on a few kayak events.
Yeah, I saw that.
5. Harold Harper goes down. It was tough. I don't think very many fish were caught, but I believe Harold won that, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and just double check. But very few fish caught, and I believe he won that. So shout out to those that got out there, man. I think Devin Conliff and Dylan Fitzgerald even snuck out there fishing.
Yeah, they did. I got a hold of Devin last night. So I saw on I texted Dylan. Yeah, I texted Dylan, asked him how it went, and he was like, he said I only caught one or something on that line. So I was like, okay. But he said Devin dropped his phone in the lake, and then he had to go to the ER. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, man.
So Dylan never texted me back, or maybe I don't know what I saw it on. But anyways, I saw it. I messaged Devin. I was like, dude, what happened? He's like, I was paddling back, got dehydrated, and I checked myself in the hospital. I was like, good Lord, drop your phone in the lake, then get dehydrated on the way back in. That's a rough day, buddy.
Rough day. Man, hey, shout out to Devin. Man, we're glad you're doing okay, buddy.
For sure.
He is a ball of energy. If you've never been around him, holy smokes. Both those guys are great to be around. But, man, glad to hear he's doing okay. So, man, there's a lot of action going on, a lot of opportunities coming up over the next few weekends. So, look through WVDNR.gov tournaments page. It's off the fishing main page. I've posted a video several times on the page of how to find that. But definitely check that out. So you got some options coming up. Pro-Am. I'm super pumped up. Some amazing live coverage we're going to be able to offer, working with Trail of Dreams this year. Everyone over there, we're pumped up. We're really excited for what's to come. There's still some spots available. Anyone looking to get involved in that, boater slots, pro slots, and also amateur slots, so non-boater slots. There's spots available. So give us a shout. Give the folks at Trail of Dreams a shout. Lau Atkins, and he will take care of you and get you signed up, get you a contract.
Yeah, I just want to throw this out there while we're just sitting here chatting. And I'll make sure to post it or something. But if you're a high school angler, man, take advantage of this. Like, if you're get in the back of the boat with some of these guys, because these guys are like, no, I mean, I'm not going to say myself because I don't know if you want to be in the boat with me, but there's some sticks in this thing. So if you want to learn, now's the time. Like, throw your money in. Go learn something.
There is an
age restriction, 16. Yeah, 16, right?
I think it's 18. It's 18
for
Trail of Dreams.
No.
But here's the deal. Any angler all of you Bass Nation high school anglers that just graduated, and I know there's a bunch of you, I've talked to a bunch of you about opportunities after school. There's not a lot, but here's a wonderful opportunity for you to get in the boat. And we're talking about state champions, national championship qualifiers, contenders, some of the best anglers in the area are fishing this thing. And I just love the concept of being able to fish against each other. There's specific pre-fishing days, certain off-limit periods. I love kind of fishing against, the pros are against each other, the AMs are against each other separately, and you get to learn a lot and meet a lot of great people, like-minded. That's what it's about, sharing the water, learning and growing together, and did I say fishing for some amazing money and phenomenal live coverage, morning blast-off coverage. We're going to have angler pictures popping up, names. We're really going to try to do it big and offer a wonderful, wonderful platform for anglers to be recognized right here in the state. So pumped up for it, man. It's going to be awesome. Dustin Dennis, that's right. Fishersmen National High School Series that just started. Okay, cool, man. Win scholarships and money. Thanks for that, buddy. Man, we'll get with you for sure. I know we've been trying to play catch up. Had a Fishersmen right here locally. Had to cancel that first term. Of course, Sutton was blowed out. But Dustin, shout out to you, brother, heading up to their big national championship event. Big Fishersmen had to qualify for that, so I believe he is down there now, if I'm not mistaken, going to be pre-fishing and getting ready for that big event. So, yeah, a lot going on, dude. And we kind of want to ask you all. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. We try to hang around that hour mark. If you catch us later, let us know. We got a lot to cover. We try not to get on the same stuff over and over, but just a pile of information. If you like one thing better than another, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We love hearing feedback. We want to give you and bring to you that coverage that you want to hear and want to see. So we're going to have a lot more exciting things. We're going to have some videos from fishing on the water. Me and the crew be meeting up with some anglers throughout the state and locals, fishing some new bodies of water, sharing the water in the boat with some of these anglers. We'll be doing some kayak stuff. We'll be doing some rigging a boat. We'll be doing some rigging kayak stuff. So we want to help everybody get the knowledge that they might be looking for or need, but bring you something new and exciting too. So we're going to try all that and more. Guys, any last words, man? We kind of run a little bit long, but I hope everybody's enjoyed just kind of following along.
Yeah, man. I think we wrapped everything basically up. So all I have to say is the weather's getting warm, so you better be out there because now's the time. Now is the time.
Yeah, Brad, I think you told me that, man, you better look at your schedule. And when I tell you, come on, you better get your butt up there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what I was talking about when that little lake by the house here, when it's here in the next week, like Chase is saying, it's going to explode.
Mm-hmm.
And when it does, you don't catch a lot of little 12 and 14 inchers. It's the 4-pounders and up. And it's a special time when it happens, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And it happens fast. So I promise,
better be on it.
Go to your favorite fishery, right, Chase? I mean, go where you like to fish the most, where you're confident, where you know those fish should be going. This is the time of year to catch those big fish. And don't get discouraged. You might go out there and not catch a fish for 3 days straight, maybe. Or maybe a few buck bass and not really figure out what's going on. And out of nowhere, I promise, those big ones are going to pull up, and it's going to be lights out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. You're going to see some big bags come out of these little lakes.
We were out today and we only caught one, but it was a right one. So
yeah, man, you could get into a day and have 5, 6, 7 of those. Easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
awesome, guys. Well, I'm excited. Keep us updated. We're going to try to bring you all this and more like always. And if this is your first time, thank you for spending the evening with us, where we cover everything bass fishing, news, results, angler interviews, fishing, just regular old dog talk, and more. So we appreciate your time. Any questions, concerns, comments, we're always right here for you. Reach out to any of us. And until next time, we will see you on the water. Y'all have a great night.